Hey everybody, it's Zaf Zan, and I just wanted to come on here a few seconds earlier just to kind of say hello so I can say hello to you all right back. So, hey everybody, it's Zaf. Hey, I just wanted to I know I don't usually broadcast this late, but I thought the best way to get all the different time zones for the locations that I want to work with are basically about this time of night for the US Eastern time zone. So, hey everybody, definitely Zev Zen here. Um so kind of wanted to have this conversation about this topic, right? If you're here, say hello so I can say hello to you right back. Do a shout out. Put a comment in the drop a comment in the comment section or wherever social media platform you're on. Say hello so I can say hello to you right back and maybe put it up on screen to kind of do a shout out to you. I just wanted to get on because this has been like um somewhat in my topic of conversation with many people who are what I call virtual event explorers, people who are really trying to figure out the virtual event logistics, dynamics, and how you can use it to kind of connect, engage, and maybe interact with your target audience, right? So, but this topic has been around for a little while only because, many of you guys since the pandemic have decided that, hey, I'm going to use Zoom, which is not a full virtual events platform, but just an online meeting tool to kind of host your virtual event. So my question is, and this conversation point in my broadcast tonight is: are your virtual event attendees experiencing Zoom fatigue? Can you please drop a comment? Yes, no, maybe, I don't know, in the comment section of wherever you're watching right now. Let me know if one, if you're actually, an event organizer, meaning you're organizing virtual events, say yes. And two, if you actually have folks who attend your virtual events in Zoom having Zoom fatigue, also say yes to that. All right. One yes, two yes. The reason I want to have this conversation was, and I think I wrote in my post, like we all have the squirrel syndrome. We have 7 to 10 seconds attention span. Raise your hand if you actually can relate to this. So 7 to 10 seconds attention span. And suddenly, because of the pandemic, we're all using kind of like Google Meet, Zoom, any kind of online meeting tools to do what we call our virtual events. But this concept of virtual events really have been around for a long time, pre-pandemic times. Hey Rosa, good to see you. So looking forward to this too. And she says yes, yes to both. And Rosa's coming on shortly, so she's finishing up a session because she's coming in live on screen. Hopefully, she can do this. She's in Canada. So we talk about this a lot. The reason I'm passionate about this is, people, I want you to understand this, right? I have nothing against Zoom, but I do have something against the mindset of every virtual event needs to be on Zoom. I'm going to be clear about something. And if you can relate to this, right, I would like to hear your input and your feedback. One, if you've seen, right, the Zoom production, like Anthony Robbins does the Zoomzilla, right, for his virtual event, that takes a lot of production work and understanding and mastering of equipment and strategy, right? And it takes a lot of dollars invested in the project like that. So my question to you, let's be real, right? How many of us can really afford to do that? That's number one. Number two is that, why do you think your audiences are actually experiencing Zoom fatigue? Because we're not made to be online in the screen mode, square Brady Bunch, right? For hours and hours, right? We watch a video and 7 to 10 seconds, depending on how that video content can capture our interest, we may or may not stay on, right? So let me just see who else is here. I do see a few people watching. Hey, if you're watching, go ahead and say hello so I can say hello to you right back. Even if you're watching in replay, I would love to hear what your input or maybe your experience with this topic, because I wanted to go live today and ask you, are your virtual event attendees experiencing Zoom fatigue, right? Zoom fatigue means, oh my God, not another Zoom meeting. Oh, not another Zoom event. Oh, I've had 3 Zoom meetings and 4 Zoom virtual events this whole week. I hear you. And from a live broadcast production space and industry where I started, right? One of the things we, the producers, quickly had to figure out how to be creative and think outside the box so our audiences, would not be boring. Would not be bored, and they would not do this. Yep. Can y'all relate to this? This is Zoom fatigue, right? Let's do that again. See, we all get so bored because, right? And we all fall and we fall asleep in a Zoom meeting or a Zoom call. So a lot of times, so I wanted to kind of really ask you, right? Do you have, especially if you're an event organizer and you're organizing a virtual event on Zoom, do you have any of your audiences experiencing Zoom fatigue? And Zoom fatigue really looks like this. Because we, the human beings, are not designed to be, in a screen mode, like 7 hours, 3 hours straight. Even if we do take breaks, right? It's just going to be us in the center of the screen and start talking. So that's why, coming from a live broadcasting, live streaming space, I just mentioned earlier that we really had to be thinking outside the box, be creative to find ways to attract our audiences. So back to the topic of virtual events. The reason I want to bring this conversation is this, right? Folks, if you are actually right now doing virtual events, hosting, producing virtual events using Zoom, and if you're not skilled enough, or you don't have the understanding how to create content and all the dynamics of running a virtual event on Zoom effectively, professional quality, like Anthony Robbins Zoomzilla, I would really like for you to consider the idea, another option of doing your virtual event, producing or hosting. So one of the things I wanted to kind of share is, I'm not sure if any of you realize that I am hosting this event coming up September 15th. The reason I'm doing and producing this event is, it's called the Virtual Networking Expo for Virtual Event Explorers. It is September 15th from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. New York time. Yes, we will have a lot of activities. So it is a free event for you to attend, right, and join us to see the different values that a virtual event of this capacity, which is not on Zoom, that you can experience. And suddenly you're thinking like, wow, I can do more if I consider beyond Zoom, right? Consider doing my virtual events beyond Zoom. Can you all relate to this? If you can, please say amen in the comment. All right. So I know that you actually understand this. So I want to play a video for you. The only reason I'm saying this, if you have audiences, and I've been hearing this a lot. I've had conversations with people. People are asking me, hey, Zaf, why are you doing your event, your virtual networking expo in this way, where you have exhibition and, you have breakout sessions? Well, I said a virtual event does not mean that, one, you can't be creative. You have to do a certain way. You can be really, really creative, think outside the box, and to event technology that we have access to right now, especially post-pandemic, all these virtual event platforms are kind of, fighting for your eyeballs, right? Your attention, because you know what? By leveraging any of these virtual event platform, you can create more engagement. And this is a big thing in virtual events. Let me see who's made a comment here. Rosa says, amen. And she says, yes, they are. And that's why they love Clubhouse. Hi, Angela. Good to see you. Welcome to broadcast. So I wanted to, Clubhouse is a different topic for a different day, but right now I just want everybody to know for a fact, if you actually are an event organizer and you're hosting your virtual events on Zoom, I want you to think about, like, the length of your event, what kind of content you're bringing, what kind of production quality that you're bringing, that you're actually not making your audiences feel like this. Can you all relate to this? Yep, we don't want boring events. So we basically want people to keep coming back to your event because they know that you have the value that they want. So one of the things I want to talk about is the reason I'm really, really passionate about trying to bring the education and inspiration to all of you, especially event organizers. And if you're an event attendee, one of the things is that you're figuring out, like, how can I attend this event? Because most of the time right now, what I'm learning from all my conversation and the 11 weeks episode of We Do Virtual Events Live right now, people are telling me, yeah, but people don't want to attend virtual events. Do you know why? Because most of you event organizers are hosting them on Zoom, and you are not doing the greatest job at delivering the value of your virtual events. An example would be, what happens when you actually log out and end the Zoom meeting, right? Basically, all the things that you shared on the sideline in the chat will go away, right? Even if you had breakout sessions, right? Is there a way for you to get information about who spoke at the event? Would you read the profile of the person that you spoke to? Would you be able to schedule a meeting and have a private conversation on the sidebar? All these features are what all these virtual event platforms are offering right now. Again, Zoom is a online meeting tool. It is not a full virtual events platform. That's the difference, and I want to share that because it has been coming up in my conversation with my potential clients, and people who have been coming to me to get information about, if I don't do my virtual events on Zoom, where can I do it? Well, I'm going to tell you this. September 15, if you do not have anything to do, and if you're an event organizer, business owner, or you're an educator and you're just figuring out all the dynamics of virtual events, and you're just exploring the idea of virtual events, how you can do a better job at it, I'd like to invite you to an event that I'm producing. It is free for you to attend. Many opportunities to network with people. So I'm going to put this up so you can watch this video. So that said, I wanted to kind of just share that with you to kind of inspire you on this thought of my conversation for tonight. Rosa, I'm not sure if you're still joining me or not, but I just want to kind of say to all of you that if you're if you're an event organizer, host, or you're just helping a friend to host your virtual events on Zoom, and you're hearing this a lot, which is, oh my God, I have Zoom fatigue. And your event attendees are just kind of doing this because they're so bored, because it's the same content, it's not professional quality. But if you want to continue doing on Zoom, suddenly you realize there is potential to do more professional quality production on Zoom. But you know what? Do I have the skill set? Do I actually have the budget? Do I know the know-how? So my take, my I can't even talk right now. My thoughts for you is this: come join us at this event on September 15, right? Make sure you book this up, like save the date, book it on your calendar, join us. Because here's the thing: if everyone, especially for the past 18 months, have been doing a lot of Zoom calls, Zoom meetings, Zoom virtual events, you will quickly get bored and tired. I don't know if you've experienced that. You get stressed just because you're sitting down here, you're not having much engagement because all you do is what? Twiddle your toes. Twiddle your toes. Twiddle your thumbs, right? Because somebody's presenting, somebody's talking. All you have to do is just like blah, 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 blah. I see Rosa's in the house. Hey,
Hello.
hello,
Can you hear
girlfriend.
me?
Yes, I
Hi.
can. Can you
Yes.
hear me?
Awesome. So
Yes.
nice to be
I'm
here
so
with
glad
you.
you finally joined me on screen because I'm like, I hope she comes on because we can talk a lot about this.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm so jazzed because I just came from another 2-hour event where it was so exciting. So I'm
Yeah,
ready for you. Let's
I
let's
know.
let's do this.
Because I didn't plan to stay long, but I just wanted to like get the message out there because I feel like you hear my
I
passion when
hear
I
you.
talk about virtual events, right? And I
Absolutely.
just finished a call today, Rosa. I've had to explain. So this is where we are, especially in my world of virtual events. I don't know if you're experiencing it. I'm sure you are. So I've had to talk to folks who want to explore the virtual event, but they keep asking me about the value. How do I get this? How do I get the traffic? How do I get to be in front of my target audience? And I'm thinking, wow, okay. So I had to kind of use an analogy, like how would you do that in real life, right? In real life events, like
Hmm.
what will you do? Would you promote your event? Would you promote and tell your tribe that you're going to be at this event? So it kind of will work the same way, but we're kind of using technology because technology
Exactly.
moves faster, right?
Exactly.
Because I'm like, if you have 30 minutes at that you can block, you basically share it to 10 different locations. The potential of it hitting 100 people in 1 hour is high versus
Right.
live event, right?
Right.
So I had to like, I feel like even though post pandemic, I still have to go into the nitty gritty and trying to educate people
You
about
do.
the value of virtual events. Have you had that experience?
I absolutely have, because I'll tell
Yeah,
you, when pandemic happened, I was thrust into online,
yeah,
right? I kept
yeah,
getting ready and waiting and
yeah,
preparing myself as if there was this big theater production, right? It was like,
yeah,
when pandemic hit, I realized, what was I waiting for? I have no
yeah,
choice now.
yeah,
My
yeah,
tribe is waiting for me.
yeah,
People are losing connection. They're feeling isolated. And here I
yeah,
am. No. So
yeah,
I just went, dove in,
yes,
and have
yes,
been loving it ever since.
yeah,
So when people get on camera, whether it's Zoom or wherever they get on camera, some people
yeah,
get very uncomfortable and not
yeah,
know how to connect. But they feel
yes,
they're being seen, but how do I connect with others? And that's
yes,
my role, is I teach them how to connect, what to say
yep,
on chat, how to look
yes,
through the list and see, check people out very quickly to say, oh my goodness, I should be talking
yeah,
to Eddie. I should be
I
talking
know,
to Zeph. Oh my gosh, Zeph, you and I have got to connect. And
yes,
bring that excitement to the stage as if you're
yeah.
there live,
I
right?
know, right? Because we don't want to be boring people. We're not
No,
boring people, right, Rosa?
no,
Because this is what
no,
we're
we're
talking
not
about.
exactly.
Folks, if you're just tuning in, we're just like having a casual conversation. We didn't really plan as much because all I wanted to come on was having this conversation about like, because I've been hearing people having Zoom fatigue. So my question for all your audiences out there who are watching tonight is just, are your virtual event attendees experiencing Zoom fatigue? Do you hear that a lot? Like,
I
Rosa, people
do.
like,
I
I'm so
do.
tired
Yeah.
of another Zoom
Well, the
call. Yeah.
expression is, I'm zoomed out. That's the expression. I'm zoomed out. Oh my God, Rosa, I would love
I
to
know.
come, but I'm
Yeah.
zoomed out. It's like,
Yeah.
why are you zoomed out? How
Yes.
many, and I would ask them like three
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah.
Why are you attending so many events? Well, because I
Yeah.
don't know which one to go to. So I go to them
Yeah.
all. And that's a big red light right there for me. It's like, oh,
Yes.
we got to talk. Let's get on a
Yes.
discovery call for 20
And
minutes.
do you feel like, as organizers right now, this is a great conversation for all you folks out there who are event organizers, event hosts, event planners who are figuring out the dynamics and logistics of virtual event production. Like, what would you need to do to kind of create engagement and excitement, I think, where people don't feel like, this is boring. And then, which I
Yes.
kind of showed earlier, like people would
Yeah.
do this, right?
Yeah.
Boom, right?
Yes.
Did you
Yes.
like
That
that,
is
right?
so cute. That's
Yeah,
so
and
true.
and
Yeah.
we as in the producers, in fact, like for me, I focus on the live stages and the live. I have to think about like how do I get people engaged, how to keep on moving so that people won't just fall asleep. Do you feel we as event organizers and planners really have to be thinking about the interaction, the engagement, because people get bored fast, right?
We,
7 to
we
10
do. We
seconds.
do. We
Yep.
really have are suffering from this ADD. We are suffering. All of us are ADD. Don't even try to go to the doctor.
Don't even
You know,
deny it.
don't even deny it. You know what, guys? Embrace it. It is true. It
Yes.
is real. It is on us. So
Yep.
I believe that what you're doing is so vital to our awareness because
Yeah.
we who are not ordinarily on live virtual,
Yep.
we're
Yep.
doing live events all the time. I'm good at
Yeah.
that. We need to hear what you have found out. And
Yep.
you are so innately talented with it. So I understand that you have to go back and go through the steps now so that you
Yep.
can deliver to us. But all my colleagues and I who are doing virtual events really need to understand the
Yep.
process by
Mhm.
which we can really engage people and have them keep coming back. Now, I am
Correct.
fortunate that I pick up very quick and I learn by osmosis so
Yes.
that I have a tribe coming to follow me every 2 weeks on my bi-weekly town hall gatherings, right?
There you go.
So I'm lucky because I said, oh, 13 people, 16 people, 20 people, and 75% of them are the same people who've come last 2 weeks ago and the 2 weeks before. So we have to really, I wrote down some things. You said the length of your content event, the content of your event, the quality of your event, and so that they can keep coming back. Please show us, tell us.
Yes, exactly. So the other thing, right? So I keep on, and because I've done this long enough, I've made enough mistakes to know what work and what doesn't, right?
Mhm.
And the best part, you and I know this because we do a lot of networking, right?
Yes.
We know who the people. I'm having goosies. I'm not kidding. I'm having goosies because I can show you.
So
Is that we know who in our tribe can bring it, right?
yes.
And I
Yes.
feel that by having this event, it allows me to kind of bring the people in my tribe who have done this long enough that all of you folks out there can just come and just like chat with all of us and like take the tips, take the experiences that we have to share. It's
Mhm.
going to be free for you guys to attend. So this is a lot of value here. And if you're not rolling with the punches, like one of our speakers on our panel said, you'll get punched. So,
Exactly.
you'll
Yes.
get punched, or it's like change or die, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I really think it is very important. So I get a lot of this question, Rosa, is like people like try to figure out like, yeah, but I do, webinars. I'm like, no, not webinars, because people are getting tired of webinars right now.
Honestly,
People,
aren't you?
yeah,
I am.
yes, I am.
I
Because
am.
I'm like, there's only one person talking. I need to meet people.
I
I
need
need
to
to have
meet
a
people.
conversation.
Do I want more information? I can get that on the internet. Why am I getting more
Google
information?
it.
Yes.
Exactly. Do y'all
And I,
relate to this?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you can just say, yes, I do, because more
Yes.
webinars is just more information. What you want
Yeah.
is more interaction, more engagement, more
Engagement. Yes.
connections. Write
Exactly.
those words down.
Exactly.
Interaction, engagement, connection.
Engagement.
That's what we
We want to
need.
make friends,
We
man.
want
We
to
don't want
make
to be
friends. And
boring.
that's what I teach is how to make business friends. Look, we
Exactly.
have learned how to make personal friends well enough, but do we really know how to make business friends? There's an art.
Yes,
It's
it's
an
an
art.
art. It's an art that Rosa will be bringing to the event on September 15th. So you'll just
Yes.
have to attend the event and find out what time she will be hosting her session. And whew, I'm just so excited beyond belief. You know, I'm like, if you're not coming to this event, you're going to be missing out. And if you're wondering when is it, it's September 15th. That's the website you can go to. I'm going to put it up again right here. We do virtual events.live/VN Expo. And you know what, folks? This is also an opportunity for any one of you who would like to exhibit. Because when I tell people a virtual networking expo is something creative, right?
Mhm.
Because you can have a booth. Like
Yes.
people ask me, like, where would I have this booth? I'm like, we will have the booth there where people can see you front row seat, right? They
Exactly.
can get your information, they can
Yeah.
connect with you. And that's the beauty. And I think it's us having that this responsibility of sharing our experiences and also educating for all of you, education for all of you guys out there who I still call virtual event explorers, because I've been hearing a lot something that I don't necessarily like, because people go, but you know what, when people come to this event, the problem is that many attendees are having a bad experience with your Zoom
That
events.
exactly. That's why they're
Who
not
wants,
coming.
yeah,
That's why they're not
exactly,
coming. This is
exactly,
needed because this whole virtual experience is going to be with us forever now.
yeah,
Guys, don't kid yourselves. It's not
yeah,
going to go away because here's
yeah,
what I'm hearing: people who were doing live events before and who are now doing it well, they don't even want to go back to live events. So the biggies in the business are going to stay on virtual. They're going to
yeah,
stay online.
exactly,
So you and I on the ground had better get to understand how to do it
yep,
so we could raise our bar and get
yep.
to doing it right. You
I'm
know? So
really excited, you know, because I think even though some of my folks out there who have been following me, they know I've always been ahead of the game. But this is what I've been saying for the past decade. And it's only now it took a pandemic, right? For people to go like, oh, Zev, you were kind of right. I'm like, I was
doesn't it get you when you know you're right and you had something to say but nobody was
exactly.
listening?
And I
Yes.
say to them, you know, oh, so now you won the colored TV. You don't
Yeah,
want the black and white TV anymore, right? And they go like,
exactly.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
folks, just
Yeah.
come, you know, join us on September 15. It's 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. New York time. Everything is scheduled, you know, and some of the live sessions, you get to actually attend networking events. You get to be in the fireside chats, you know, you get to experience, like, we try, you know, we may not get the real life experience, but we try our best to help you reimagine the virtual networking experience in this new age, right? This is the new generation of virtual networking events. I see somebody saying something here. I'm going to try to see. Hey, Patricia Murray, good to see you. Hey, girlfriend. We were just talking about, you know, people having Zoom fatigue, and we're just sharing about the expo on September 15th, and Rosa's going to be there. We hope to see you there, because Patricia was at our DJ at one of our virtual events, Rosa,
Ah,
and like
okay.
she was fascinated with the whole virtual event stuff. I'm like, yeah, this is the new generation of virtual
So
events, not
cool.
on Zoom.
Yay,
You
Patricia.
know, yeah.
Yay. You know what? There's
So
only been
yeah.
one event in the last year that I attended that
Hmm.
was interesting. Can you believe it? And
Yeah.
you know how
We
many
need more
events we
events
attend.
that are
There was
interesting.
only
Yes.
one that was interesting, that had the stage and the background and all of that.
Yeah.
And so that's why I know that this information is really needed out there. So for
Yes.
me to share a stage with you, my business is called Connecting You, and so
Yeah.
look out for anything that Zeph is talking about with what I'll be doing with her. I
Yeah.
would love to bring more of this to Toronto. I mean, we know what you're
Yes.
doing is global, right?
Yeah.
But to have you meet a lot more of the Toronto peeps, you know, and have us
Yep.
do things like this would be so beautiful. So, so beautiful.
Hi, Liz. Liz is from Malaysia, and she was also one of the speakers at on one of our panels earlier in July.
Aha.
So, hi, Liz. This is what I'm
Hi,
talking about. Right?
Liz.
Who wouldn't be who would be excited? Like suddenly you have, Canada coming in, you have Malaysia coming in. Like
Exactly.
I have friends all over the world. Yeah. Hello.
Yes. Yeah.
See,
Yes.
Patricia says, Zaf, your idea feature event was stupendous. Thank you so much.
So
This is why,
beautiful.
Rosa, you and I share the same,
We have the same
thoughts
passion.
about,
Yeah.
yes, that we need to, at least help people understand there's more to the Zoom virtual event,
That's
right?
right. Yes.
If I'm not saying, and I've been saying this, even though I joke about it, I have this hashtag called I'm allergic to Zoom. It's not about I'm allergic to the product, right? I'm allergic to everybody's mindset wanting to use an online meeting tool, which is extremely limited in how they connect, engage, and interact with one another for a full-blown virtual event. Even if anyone can produce a professional quality virtual event on Zoom, like John Chen does, who actually, is one of the speakers on our
Right.
panel, like Jiggy John from Malaysia, who does it, Leland Bass. There's a few of our speakers who came in
Yes.
and spoke about it, but you have to have this understanding to have such professional quality
Right.
using Zoom.
Exactly.
You need equipment, you need skill sets, you need people like them to help you produce it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. And you see,
So-
so I was guilty of the same because I didn't know better because I'm not the best with technology. So what did I do? I just follow what everybody else in my space was doing. So I'm a Zoomite, a Zoomie, whatever you want to call it. And so
we're all zoomed out.
We're zoomed
And
out.
then everybody goes this way, right? And everybody goes like, ta-da! Bush! There you go, like that. Thank you, SJ, Super Julie Braun, who actually provided that video for us. Because I was like, I love that video.
Honestly, honestly,
like,
we need to really feel the energy on the stage so that it is not just we're listening to somebody's content again. We really need to experience the energy on stage so that we could all know when we can bounce out and bounce in and come back, and you're in the comfort of your own home, but you have a nice space that you've created for these live events. And you get to have a break. You can go to your bathroom without having to take your computer to the bathroom.
And I always joke, Rosa, they don't even have to brush your teeth, or you don't even have to shower, or no deodorant required, but you can still show up, right?
Exactly.
So, this is the fact about us connecting online. And Patricia says, well, I just noticed that you have a new logo. I actually did this new logo for my personal branding, Pat, I think earlier this year. Thank you. And Liz says Zaf Zen is always more advanced in the industry.
Oh, yeah, I'm not surprised.
What? It's not only about being advanced, but I think knowing, I feel
it's
like
an awareness.
Yes, it's an awareness that I actually saw the need out of my own business need, right?
Right.
Because I figured, like, if I can speak to the world by not even leaving or taking 10 steps outside my door and still be present, be consistent, I show up for people.
Right.
That's valuable.
That is value. That is huge value. Why wouldn't I do it? Right.
Why wouldn't I do it?
If you are a server and you love helping people and you love seeing everybody rise at the same time, it's like you are just kind of driven to do this, So my dear Zeph, you were born to do this. You know how Lady Gaga says,
visionary? Yes.
I
was born to do this.
I was born, you know her song, I Was Born This Way?
Yes.
I love that song. You were born this way, girl.
I was born this way.
Yeah, and I was born to connect people on stage. I'm a connector and a matchmaker. Bring people together so that they can actually match themselves in alignment. And it's like, that's what we were meant to do. And let's just go do it.
What Rosa and I were talking about, we don't want you to have Zoom fatigue. No, we don't. So because of that, I'm producing this event called We Do Virtual Events Live Virtual Networking Expo. Primarily it's a networking and educational event for event organizers, business owners, and educators. It's a place where people who are exploring virtual events and trying to figure out like the dynamics of it, logistics of it, like how would I use this? If you've never attended a good virtual event, this is going to be one of those events where you probably have FOMO. I don't want to leave my table because I may be missing out on something. That's what we want to do, right, Rosa? Like, I don't want to, because Rosa's going to say something valuable. I'm going to miss it.
Absolutely. Yes.
That's
Get
what
it.
we
You'll
want.
have an exciting day. And that kind of
Yes.
FOMO is good because you
Yes.
know everything is interactive. Everything is
Yes.
engaging my mind and my body and my soul. It's like, look, you know what? I
Yes.
want to hear more. I want to get more of this. I want to experience
Yes.
more of this. It's not
Yeah.
just I want to learn more of this.
Yeah.
You know, the poor
Yep.
mind is overburdened with information. Just like the
So
body
Rosa's going to be
is
at the
fit.
event,
Yeah.
guys. Yeah, Rosa's going to be at the event, and she's going to host one of her fireside chat sessions, which is a business matchmaking session. So do come and join us. I'm just going to quickly play this video, Rosa, for everybody to watch, and and then we'll just kind of say goodbye. Let's
Great.
watch this. Yay! I'm excited. Are you excited?
Woohoo! I'm excited to be with you, Zeph.
Yes,
This
yes,
is so
I'm excited.
great.
Rosa, thank you for so much for actually joining me on this broadcast, because I was like, I would love to have this conversation, not just me saying that what the heck I'm doing is kind of like spot on, because I
Yeah.
feel like everyone out there is experiencing some sort of Zoom fatigue or online meeting fatigue. But I think us as the event producers and event organizers need to understand how we deliver the content of the event effectively, right? It's just not talking heads, talking,
Yes.
talking, presenting, and there's no engagement, because
Yes.
that's boring, right?
Absolutely.
So producers look like
I'm going to invite a bunch of event organizers as well.
yes,
Yeah.
that would be awesome. But Pat says, looks like the answer to all the questions is yes. Of course. All right, everybody. We just want to say good night. Good night, Rosa. Thank you so much for joining us. And
Good night,
until
Zeph.
next time, we'll
Thank you
see
so
all
much.
at
Looking
the
forward to seeing
event.
you all.
Yes.
Okay.
Bye.
September 15. Bye.